So today we are going on with new content in the book, but first of all, we will do a revision of the stative verbs that we have asked today in the group. Okay? So, I have simplified here, but I will give some examples. Okay? So, stative verbs are verbs that describe a state and not an action. Okay? They are often related to thoughts and opinions, feelings or emotions, senses or perceptions, possession and measurement. Okay? So, for example, thoughts, opinions. When I'm talking about something that is my opinion or something that I think, but it's not something that's going to change because it's my opinion, I cannot use the ing form, the gerund, the continuous form for this verb. Okay? So, one example, think. I think that Campos do Jordão is the best town in Brazil. It's my opinion, okay? It's not a continuous action. It's my opinion. It's a state, something that doesn't change, okay? Feelings. Example, love, like, hate, okay? Feelings and emotions. So, for example, I love lasagna. I'm not loving lasagna. It's not something that is a continuous action. It's a state. I love lasagna. I love my son. Okay? Senses or perception. Okay, oh, I smell coffee. Because somebody is making coffee. Okay? Or this flower smells very good. Okay? Possession and measurement. Okay, possession, people, the best example is the verb to have. Okay? I have a pen. I'm not having a pen. I have a pen. I cannot say this in the continuous form. Okay? This said, guys, there are some verbs that, depending on the meaning, can be stative. So, stative I cannot use in the gerund form, in the continuous form. Okay? So, some verbs can be stative, depending on the meaning. For example, the verb to have, which is the example I gave you here. Okay? I cannot say I'm having a pen, but I can say I am having lunch, I am having breakfast, okay, because it's a temporary action. I am having a shower, I am in the shower, I can say that I am having a shower, okay? So, the verb to see, normally it's also stative, but sometimes when we are meeting someone, that moment we are meeting someone, we could say, we can use it in the continuous form to talk about not right now, but about a near future. Okay? So, for example, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I can say, I am seeing a doctor tomorrow. Okay? We are using the present continuous, but to talk about a near future. Okay? Another example, people, is the verb to be. The verb to be, most of the time, is a stative verb. I am happy. Full stop. I'm not being happy. I am happy. I am sad. Okay? Or This book is very interesting. Is very interesting, not is being very interesting. It is, full stop, okay? But sometimes when we talk about temporary behavior or actions, we can use the verb to be with ing. For example, my son, he is normally very polite, okay? So, he's in a bad day. I can say, oh, he is being rude right now. Or he's not being polite now. It's a temporary behavior, okay? So, I believe this will help you, okay? If you still have any doubts, please let me know, okay? So, let's go then, people, to page 64. It's a new content, okay? So, let's start the lesson. To reckon, a factory, immediate, gripping, to use up, reality, to escape, escape, to sound like, to look like, to take over. Remember that the verb to take is irregular, so any phrasal verb that comes from the verb to take, the past and past participle are took, taken. Take, took, taken. Okay? Very good. Let's go to the explanations. To reckon, people, is a synonym for the verb to consider or to conclude. Okay? Or even to think. Okay? In some situations. A factory is a place where things are produced. So, for example, in São José dos Campos, there are many car factories, places that produce cars. Okay? Immediate is just like Portuguese. Immediate means right now. Gripping is an adjective, people. For example, for a good book, we can say that a good book is gripping, okay? Or it comes from the verb to grip. To grip, people, is to hold very firmly, okay? To hold tight. So, from this meaning, gripping means something that holds your attention, okay? To use up means to consume, to use something until the end, okay? To use completely. Reality is just like Portuguese. To escape is the verb and escape is the noun, okay? And it's just like Portuguese. To sound like, to look like. To sound like, people, is, for example, if my voice is similar to my mother's voice, we can say that our voices sound like each other, okay? To look like is the appearance, okay? I can say, oh, I look like my mother, I look like my father, okay? To take over, people, means to succeed someone, especially when we are talking about a business, okay? In the management of a company, for example. If I am the manager in a company and I quit my job, pretty soon someone will take over my place, my functions in that company. Okay, so to take over is to assume the responsibility in the place of another person. Okay? So, let's repeat, guys. I reckon that the most gripping TV series is La Casa de Papel. In the new reality show, people try to escape from a haunted house. The factory should use up the product immediately. The students took over the class today. She sounds like that famous actress. She should try to go on TV. That big house next to the butcher's looks like my friend's house. Okay guys, let's practice. Remember, I will read the question and the answer, okay? But I will leave 1 or 2 seconds between them so you can pause the video and read the answers to yourselves, okay? Who reckons that Chinese will be the most important language in the future? Some researchers reckon that Chinese will be the most important language in the future. Do we sometimes go to the beach or to the mountains to escape from reality? Yes, we sometimes go to the beach or to the mountains to escape from reality. Shall we use up the popcorn and watch a film? Yes, let's use up the popcorn and watch a film. Is that our friend Marcos? No, that isn't our friend Marcos, but that man looks like him. Do you reckon that reality shows are a thing of the past? Yes, I reckon that reality shows are a thing of the past. Why do people like to watch reality shows such as Big Brother? People like to watch reality shows such as Big Brother because they like to escape from their own reality by watching it. Would life in a factory be a gripping reality show? No, life in a factory wouldn't be a gripping reality show. What was the reason for Mr. Clark taking over Francesca's business? The reason for Mr. Clark taking over Francesca's business was because she wanted to sell it so she could move abroad. What did the prince say to the princess in the film? The prince said to the princess in the film that she should get on the train immediately so she could escape. Is it easy to escape from a prison? No, it isn't easy to escape from a prison. What kind of factories do you have in your city? We have chocolate factories in our city. Have you watched any gripping series recently? Yes, I have watched a gripping series recently. It's called Dark. What does his new song sound like? His new song sounds like the British band Coldplay. Okay guys, next page, page 65. New content. Moving. A mine. A mineral. Destruction. Agriculture. Industry. A dam. A barrier. Sludge. A torrent. An alarm. To burst. A pipe. To spill. Spill, spilled, spilled. In America, they also use the regular form. Spilled, spilled, spilled. Okay? To dig. Dig, dug, dug. Okay, guys, let's start with moving. Moving is an adjective. Okay? We use this adjective to describe something that affects our emotion. For example, for me, moving films are films with dogs or cats or animals in general, okay? They make us cry and everything. They are moving, okay? Okay, a mine is very similar to Portuguese. A mine is where we get diamonds from, we get gold from mines, okay? A mineral is just like Portuguese. Destruction, agriculture, industry, all just like Portuguese, okay? A dam, people, a dam is a barrier, constructed barrier, okay? To hold water, okay? A barrier, similar to Portuguese, is an obstacle, okay? So a dam is a type of barrier. But a barrier can also be, for example, when the police is looking for thieves, okay? For criminals, sometimes they put barriers on the street to stop the cars, okay? That's a barrier too. A dam is a construction, okay? Sludge, people, is a very thick mud, a very dense mud, okay? It's a mixture of dirt and water and sometimes minerals and everything. A torrent, guys, is a great quantity of water running. It's a torrent. Could be a river can have a torrent, but normally we use the word torrent when it's an exceptional quantity, okay? A great quantity of water flowing, for example, on the street. When it rains a lot, there is a torrent of water on the street, okay? An alarm is just like Portuguese. To burst, people, is to open something by force, okay? It's like to open something with an explosion, but with no explosives, okay? For example, if you lose the key to your house, okay, and you don't have a copy of your key, you may have to burst into your house, okay, to break the door, I don't know. Or for example, when the police needs to invade a place with criminals, they burst in, okay, they force their entrance in. A pipe, guys, is a tube, normally a big tube, okay, and it's a tube to transport, to convey water or to convey gas, okay? To spill is what happens to liquid if it's not in a proper container. For example, a glass of water. If I turn the glass of water, it will spill water around, okay? And to dig is to remove dirt, to remove soil, to remove ground, okay, to make a hole. For example, when people die, normally we dig a hole to put the body inside, okay? We have an idiom here, people. The idiom is, don't cry over spilled milk. We have a very similar, actually it's not similar, it's pretty much the same idiom in Portuguese, okay? Don't cry over spilled milk. What does it mean? Don't spend your time worrying about something that cannot be changed, okay? That happened in the past and you cannot change, you have no power over it, okay? So this is what this idiom is about. Okay guys, let's repeat. The Feijão mine in the states of Minas Gerais in Brazil is an example of a dam that broke its barrier. Guys, just one note, the word Brazil here is with S, okay? The correct is with Z, okay? People dig downward into a mine to find minerals. It was very moving to see the people helping others in the agricultural industry. There can be much destruction when an oil spill happens. torrent of sludge spilled down into the area where people lived, causing destruction everywhere. There is no point of crying over spilled milk, my mother always used to say. Okay, people, in this sentence, the word always is missing the letter L, okay? It's A-L-W, okay? So, let's move on. Let's practice. Have you heard about the dam at the Feijão mine that burst its barrier in 2019? Yes, I've heard about the dam at the Feijão mine that burst its barrier in 2019. What happened after the barrier burst at the mine? After the barrier burst at the mine, 17 million cubic meters of sludge spilled down into the area where the employees worked and into the near areas where people lived. Is the mining industry one of Brazil's biggest industries? Yes, the mining industry is one of Brazil's biggest industries. What can we say to people to stop them worrying about something that happened in the past? We can say, don't cry over spilled milk, to people to stop them worrying about something that happened in the past. Is there an alarm system for when a dam's barrier bursts? Yes. There is an alarm system for when a dam's barrier bursts. Are natural and man-made disasters moving events? Why? Yes, natural and man-made disasters are moving events because many people lose their lives and there is a lot of destruction. What do people dig for at a mine? People dig for minerals at a mine. Is Thomas scared of balloons bursting? Yes, Thomas is scared of balloons bursting. Which country has the biggest agricultural industry in the world? China is the country with the biggest agricultural industry in the world. Why was there a torrent of water in the middle of the city? There was a torrent of water in the middle of the city because a water pipe burst. Do you use an alarm in the morning to wake you up? Yes, I use an alarm in the morning to wake me up. Is there water spilled over there? No, there isn't water spilled over there. Okay, guys, so at this point next lesson we will have, the new content will be a grammar point, so it will take a little while, okay? And please keep going on with your studies, okay? I haven't received any of the homeworks from you, okay? If you have any doubts, please let me know. Please start reading the books that we have delivered to you, okay? And that's it. If you have any doubts, you can send me in the group, you can send me privately, it doesn't matter. Just send, okay? People, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Keep safe, keep at home.